Joe Burrow, how did he get out of that one? You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
First pitch swinging. He crushes it. Deep left field. Go!
And India whacks one to left. Hit a ton. Play it back.
Goal! And there he goes. Jamar Chase to the end zone for the touchdown.
Still didn't get him. Oh, my goodness. How did he get away?
In double coverage is Jamar Chase.
And Burrow dives. Touchdown.
And a high fly ball. Center field. He hit it a ton. It's gone. And the 2010 Central Division Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Alrighty. Welcome everybody to the Five Wide Podcast. I'm your host, Gunnar Shockley, joined by my co-hosts.
Alec Christian.
AJ Creech.
Aya Hoffman.
We have a great show for you guys today. We're going to be giving our March Madness Final Four picks, sleepers in the March Madness tournament, possible Cinderella teams to make a St. Peter's-esque run, and possibly give our takes on some recent NFL free agency happenings around the league. So just to start off, Alec, who do you have going to the Final Four this year in Houston?
So my Final Four is coming out of the South region. We have Baylor. Coming out of the East region, we have it's a toss-up right now. It's either going to be Duke or Marquette. The Midwest region, we have probably Texas. And then my sleeper pick for the Midwest is Miami. And then the West region, probably Gonzaga or UConn.
Gonzaga
Hyatt, what are your picks this year?
Dang, boy, I'm up second.
Yeah, Creed shot you got demoted for making fun of my nose.
Oh my God.
Let's go, Hyatt. Get a grip.
Yeah.
So, out of my South, I got Arizona. Out of my East, I have Marquette, who is my winner this year. East, I'm going to have to go with, this was tough, Texas. They scare me. And then my Midwest is, or my West is.
All right.
Right.
Your West is who?
Gonzaga. I Marquette beating Gonzaga in the chip. I like Gonzaga. They're getting hot, so but they fall
I just
short.
realized I didn't give my championship prediction. Yeah, we'll just wait on that for now.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't.
All right, Creech, the floor is yours.
My Final Four predictions coming out of the South, I have Alabama. And then coming out of the East, I'm still kind of 100% trying to decide on this. But whoever I have coming out of the East is who is probably going to be my championship winner. And that is between Purdue and Marquette. And then in the Midwest, I have Texas. And then in the West, I have Gonzaga.
All right. So I'm going to do my picks now. Creech, those some interesting picks, I would say.
Yeah.
So coming out of the East, I'm going to have Marquette. Coming out of the South, I'm going to have Bama. I don't think anybody's going to touch Brandon Miller and Alabama up until the Final Four.
Bama, I feel like they're definitely not going to get tested for real, like seriously tested until at least the Elite Eight.
Yeah, the South region doesn't like pop out to me as much. I mean, obviously you have Arizona. Charleston could be that Cinderella that we talked about later on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So coming out of the Midwest, I have Texas. I do think they make it even though they have an interim head coach. I think they've looked very good. They fit that 21-37 criteria. And then coming out of the West, I have UConn. I think the Big East is tough. Like I would could very well see two Big East teams make the national championship. But for my national championship, I have Marquette and Texas, and I have Texas knocking off Marquette to win it all.
So you have UConn knocking out. So I'm gonna guess you have UConn knocking out Kansas in the Sweet 16
I
last
do.
year's
That's
winner.
correct.
Okay. Yep.
Then I have UConn beating Gonzaga in the Elite Eight.
Okay. Interesting.
In the Elite Eight.
But like I said, I mean Kansas, they're still a really good team all around. They were originally going to be one of my picks to win it all, but until they just fucking absolutely got shat on by Texas by 20 points.
They're good enough to make it to bracket, if you were wondering.
I mean, wait, what?
I said they're good enough to make round 32 on my bracket. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, they could very much get upset. That pressure of them wanting to win back-to-back chips is definitely going to be hitting them every single game this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll show us how like their blowout loss against Texas was due to Bill Self.
Maybe they somehow make a comeback from that, but I don't know. That blowout loss was something else.
There is something that I want to add. So there's thing I mentioned earlier, all the 21-37 criteria. The past 20 national champions have been top 21 in offense and top 37 in defense. Right now, there's only there's 5 teams that fit that criteria, and those teams are Houston, Texas, Purdue, UConn, and Bama. So yeah, I'm right now I'm pretty comfortable with my Texas pick. I could change it later on, but I would bet lots of money that one of these teams cuts down the nets in Houston at the end of the year. So moving on here to our next topic, we have what teams could put together a Cinderella St. Peter's type run. Creech, give us your picks.
My pick for the Cinderella is 100% probably going to have to be Charleston. Charleston, I feel they have a pretty good team. I mean, they're 16-2 in their conference. Overall, they're 31-3. They average 80 points a game. They got a pretty good team. I mean, if they can upset San Diego State, I feel like they can go pretty far. Show a lot of people some unexpected talent, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
who did you say again?
Huh?
Who did you say again?
Charleston.
Charleston, I like that. I have them as well.
Yeah, the bad thing is how like I feel like Charleston really relies on the 3 ball. San Diego State is 7th in the country on allowing 3-pointers. They're
Charleston has they got multiple players that can easily score 15 to 20 points a game. They're a top 100 team in offense and defense efficiency. If there's going to be a 5 seed upset to a 12 seed, this is the game. Charleston versus San Diego State.
All right. Alec, what is your sleeper Cinderella for this year?
I also like Charleston, but I'll change it up since I got another Cinderella. I guess it's not too big of a Cinderella, but the 6th seed Iowa State, I think if they can I think they'll play Pittsburgh in the first round. I think if they can beat Pittsburgh, they'll probably play Xavier, and I think they could beat Xavier. And then they'd probably play Texas, which they played Texas before. They beat them once. They lost once. If they could beat Texas again in the Sweet 16, then they'd be in the Elite 8, which is kind of crazy for them being a 6th seed. But, that's probably my Cinderella.
Yeah, hold on. Let me add one more thing. I forgot to say this. Another team that I feel like that could have a Cinderella run is probably Oral Roberts.
Yeah, I was surprised no one had said that yet. Like that's like
forgot to say that. Pick. I feel like Oral Roberts can definitely have a Cinderella run.
Them beating Duke is crazy, but
they could do it.
Yeah, I have trouble seeing that happen. They'll be like a very popular pick to beat Duke, but I feel like they're one of those teams that are way overrated as like being like the Cinderella, like the most popular pick, and they'll bust some brackets by just losing in the first round. I think that's my prediction.
Yeah.
So Hyatt, what is your? I think I know what team you're gonna pick, but what's your Cinderella for this year?
Who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Colgate.
No. But I
Really?
will say they're very scary. Like you guys know, they have the best 3-point percentage going into the tournament. I mean, if they get by Texas, they made damn near
Yeah, they made
Cinderella run of all time. But I won't take them. Their defense scares me a lot. I mean, it just won't happen. I don't see in any world it happens. My Cinderella, Alec is gonna hate this. You guys will hate this. I've heard like nobody talk about this team. I think VCU. I mean, their schedule doesn't like show it. The games they've played does not show it. If they can manage to get by versus first round,
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I
Mary's-
also don't agree with it.
down. They're not like peak basketball right now. VCU, the only reason I like them is because of their defense. If they can like find a way to shoot the lights out and get by St. Mary's, they'll end up versing UConn and they'll end up losing to them.
Yeah.
But I don't see it really happening. But if I had to pick a Cinderella, if they're able to get by those first two rounds, those first two teams, from there it's just all momentum. They'll be able to beat Arkansas in my bracket, and then they'll lose in the Elite Eight. But I like them. I'm excited to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that if Colgate somehow pulls up an insane upset against Texas. I could definitely see them go into the Elite Eight. Maybe the Sweet 16, either one of those two. I could definitely see them go into either one of those two if they upset Texas.
One of the reasons I don't think Colgate will beat Texas. I mean, Texas has a really good defense, probably like the most rated defense in college basketball. I think they're only ranked, I want to say 22 going into the tourney. But I mean, Texas is just so much more of a better basketball team.
Yeah,
I think another team that needs like recognition for a Cinderella is Furman. I think that's how you pronounce it, Furman.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Ohio, but I like Charleston a lot. I mean,
yeah. I think if they can beat Virginia, then they'll probably either play, of course, Charleston or San Diego State. Which I don't know. The South bracket is just so weird compared to the other brackets. I
get this in there. I've not seen a single person but myself take Maryland. I'm not big on Maryland. I had to make my bracket look different. And I like Maryland beating West Virginia.
Yeah.
I also picked Maryland too.
Yeah. Well, Alec, what'd you pick?
I mean, at first glance, I picked West Virginia, but like
that's
I've been rethinking it a lot. I might go Maryland.
Yeah,
I don't know. West Virginia's killed me a lot this year.
That's the first West Virginia? Yeah, that's the first thing that I have written down for my upsets because I have West Virginia beating Maryland.
I have another Cinderella.
I do. No one's mentioned it yet, but Kent State. No one has talked about it. I feel like lots of people are picking them to beat Indiana for whatever reason. I feel like Kent State might be a little bit fatigued. I mean, look, they had played. I think they had played 4 or 5 games in the MAC tournament. Now they just played 3. But we've seen teams get hot before and be a big Cinderella pick, and then they're just fatigued from their conference tournament.
I do like Kent State a lot, but I wish they were versing somebody other than Indiana. I mean, I wasn't really high on Indiana at the start of the season, but now they're in my Elite Eight. So I mean,
yeah, and I mean, I have a hard time seeing like Trey Jackson Davis losing first round, to like a team like Kent State. I don't know. It'll be hard to see them have like more left in the tank. There is a Big Ten team who's a 10 seed that hasn't been discussed that much. Penn State, they were just runners up in the Big Ten tournament. They're actually number 1 in the country for Division I experience with, I think It's 4.01 years, 4.09 years of experience on average.
That Texas A&M game is going to be scary, and I do have Penn State winning, and then I do have them losing to Texas. But I mean, if they beat Texas A&M, have that momentum and beat Texas, dude, I mean, sky's the limit, I guess.
Hey, St. Peter's isn't in the fucking tournament at all this year, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
They're
correct.
cooked.
That's what I 100% thought. What
You're
they
cooked as well.
made it to what, the Elite Eight last year? Elite Eight, yeah. Definitely.
Well, whatever.
That's just crazy.
I want to know you guys' opinion on this. I know everybody's high on Xavier and their 3-point percentage is high, but I have them losing in the Sweet 16.
I have them losing.
I do
like
as well.
earlier than that.
I'll tell you, Hyatt, I do as well. I have them losing to Texas in the Sweet 16.
I did
the same exact thing.
I originally to Iowa State. I was pretty high on Iowa State. I had Iowa State Mickey Mouse their way to my Elite Eight off my first bracket look, but I'm sure I've already changed a lot of things, but as of now.
I was Xavier first versus Texas. That's who at first I was going to go, just because of Xavier's 3-point percentage, how good they are beyond the arc, until I really looked into the Texas team, seeing how efficient they are offensive and defensively, beyond the arc, inside the arc, all of the above. And that's probably why I'm going to go Texas over Xavier.
No one's talked about Memphis. I think Memphis could go crazy.
Memphis? I have Memphis losing in the first fucking round.
That's the worst.
They just beat Houston. I mean, they beat Houston without Marcus.
Oh, no, I don't. My fault. I have Houston losing in the second round to Purdue. My fault.
I think they can beat Purdue. I think they can
I have Memphis losing in the second round of Purdue. Yeah.
I'm high on Memphis, but again, I hate that they versed such a good team. I have them losing in 32 to Purdue, and I hate that. They could really – I could see them go into Elite Eight. I can't pick them over Purdue.
I'm sorry. I do not see Memphis beating Purdue. I really don't.
I think they have guards that can score enough points to beat them. That's why I like them as a Cinderella.
Yeah, but I mean,
once they beat Purdue, then I don't. Let me see who they play. So if they beat Purdue, then they'd either play Duke, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or whoever Duke plays, or Roberts.
Because Memphis doesn't really defensively rebound the ball efficiently.
The big thing is that
defensive or offensive?
Memphis has the 17th fastest tempo in the entire country, and I know Purdue has super slow offense, super slow tempo. So
yeah, Memphis doesn't rebound particularly well defensively. That's got Zach Edey's name all fucking over it for offensive boards. They're vulnerable to hot 3-point shooters. Purdue is a pretty good 3-point shooting team. Yeah, dude, I just feel like Purdue has them completely outmatched against Memphis.
I don't think Zach Edey's the best offensive rebounding.
I mean, no, but dude, you throw a 7'4", fucking 7'5" center down in the paint, dude, and against 7'9", 7'10" players, he's gonna get offensive boards.
You mean 6'9", 6'10"?
Yeah, 6'9", 6'10" players. He's gonna get at least 4, 5, 6 offensive boards that game.
Yeah.
I think Purdue is third in offensive rebound percentage. It shows.
Purdue is third in offensive rebound?
Yeah, offensive rebounding percentage, and they're first in the country for free throws allowed.
Yeah, I feel like that's literally going to fuck Memphis. The offense, the rebounding shit is going to fuck Memphis up.
Yeah. Yeah, Purdue's not a great 3-point shooting team. They're 32.6. Division I average is 34.
Yeah, I mean they're iffy. They're not like one of the best teams, but they're iffy. They kind of got it down, but they don't.
Yeah, I've said this since January. They have 2 good guards, and they have the best big man in the country.
But Purdue often does. They do often tend to struggle with turnovers. So I feel like they pulled 10 turnovers somehow in the first half. they're gonna get pooped on by Memphis. But I mean, just feed Zach Edey the ball in the paint half the time and then watch Purdue go up by like 10, 15 in like the second half.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Purdue could pretty much like definitely have a good chance of going all the way, but I have a hard time seeing most of their games being blowouts. I know Kansas was like that
I
last
mean,
year.
I know they're not like a high scoring team. Most of their games they'll end with like 60 something points, maybe like halfway through 70 at most. And I know there's teams where like their points per game will be like in the 80s, but their defense is good. They got a 7-4 center that can absolutely hold down the paint. They don't really need to score a shitload of points if they're stopping teams from scoring. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're holding like an 8-point lead the entire time, they're fine.
Yeah, like say so. There is this one thing. It's like say Oral Roberts does go on a Cinderella run. They go to the Sweet 16 and they get matched up with Purdue. They have a center who's
That's
7'4",
my second pick behind Charleston for a Cinderella run.
but they have a center that's 7'4". That'd be a must watch like TV there. Like they're 7'4" center against Zach Edey.
Imagine that's like the
What is
fucking.
it, Vanover or something?
Wait, are they different? Like different. Not regions. I'm saying
They're in the same region.
if somehow could Oral know that if Oral Roberts and Purdue would play in the Sweet 16, that would be that would be a good ass game. I feel like Oral Roberts, even though they're a 12 seed, with the 7'4", 7'5" center that matches that like a center that actually matches up with Zach Edey, I feel like he's mostly going to shut him down to where he holds him to about 12, 13, 14, 15 points. And if they can hold him to that, like to where he's like kind of sort of under 20, because he's their main scorer, he'll have half of their points every single game. If they can hold him down to at least under like 15 points, I feel like Oral Roberts could win. But I mean, I want Purdue to win.
Alec, are you high on Creighton at all?
Who do they play first round? I forget.
They're playing an 11 seed. They play NC State.
Yeah, they play NC State.
I think they could possibly lose that game. Just what I've seen recently from Creighton, like one game they're like.
I'm about to go take a whiz. I'll be right back.
Okay. They're just so like inconsistent, I feel like, and I don't know. Second round, they'd have to play Baylor. I would love for Baylor to put a ass whooping on fraudulent Creighton.
Yeah,
but Baylor's also been kind of fraudulent, so it's like they do have a chance to like easily make it to like the Sweet 16. I don't know. That whole South region is just, I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah, bag of chips. Like
I feel like it's either going to be Alabama or Baylor to come out of that region.
Yeah, I would say Bama probably has the easiest path for out of all the one seeds. Like,
yeah,
it'd be a huge disappointment.
The 3 Wide podcast now.
I guess Hyatt kicked the bucket on.
Hyatt's in fucking McDonald's lobby right now with his damn internet.
Yeah, Creighton. They're pretty bad at turning the ball over on offense. They don't attempt many free throws, but they're also second in the nation at FTA/FGA. I mean, their offense is 28th in efficiency, and their defense is 15th. But yeah, they just they don't force many turnovers on defense. Yeah, they're they've dropped. So to close their last 4 games of the regular season, they lost to Marquette by 2. They lost to Villanova by 11. They let's see, beat Nova in the tournament, and lost to Xavier. They got smoked by Xavier, so they're kind of like limping into the tournament. I would say they probably had a chance to get like maybe a 4-3 seed, and then they, to close out the season, they kind of, I don't know, fizzled out. Maybe this team peaked early. So I don't know much about NC State, but yeah, I mean, they Kim Palm gives Creighton a 68% chance of winning that game. Their prediction is 76-71. They have NC State ranked 55th in the nation.
Yeah, I don't know too much about NC State as well.
Wait, Gunnar, you said we were going to talk about like the upsets that we have on like our total bracket, like going all the way down from 64 to like Final Four, say.
Sure, yeah. We can do
I
that.
I was probably gonna say mine and have y'all maybe do the same and then see if y'all agreed with it.
Okay.
Okay, because round of 64,
All right.
Maryland versus West Virginia. I have West Virginia.
All right.
And then here's the facts I've written down. While Maryland tends to not let opposing teams to get many threes, Virginia doesn't even really shoot the ball beyond the arc, but move it well inside the paint. And Maryland tends to often get in foul trouble, and I can just see an upset happening. Foul trouble can fuck you when it comes to when you start putting your bench players in. So
yeah,
I have that upset. San Diego State versus Charleston. I have Charleston because Charleston, once again, has multiple players that can easily score 15 to 20 points a game. They're top 100 team in offense and defense efficiency. They're 31-3 in games in their conference, but they're 0-1 against top 25 teams. But San Diego State is 0-2 against top 25 teams. And then, if there's going to be a 5-seed upset to a 12-seed, that's the game. Virginia versus Furman. I've said Virginia could lose in a big upset, but they have multiple guards who can shoot from deep range and can do it consistently and are just all around a very good shooting team. I have Virginia.
Okay. You're about to say Furman for a second.
Oral Roberts versus Duke. I have Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts enters this tournament on a 17-game win streak. 17 games. They can shoot the ball very well from all around the court, and they rarely turn the ball over. And they have a 7'5" center, Connor Vanover, who has more than over 100 block shots. I think that's this season?
Yeah.
And then Providence v. Kentucky. I have Providence because Kentucky often struggles with turnovers and getting into foul trouble, and this is the most dominant Providence team that we have seen in the past 12 years. And I also feel like ever since Kentucky took that bullshit-ass loss to St. Peter's last year, I feel like their whole program as a whole has just gone down. Like, expectations from everyone for them has just gone down as a whole. So I feel like they're going to lose to Providence.
I feel like Providence was better last year than they were this year.
They were they got like a 3 seed last year, or were they a 6?
I thought they were definitely a higher seed last year than 11.
I think they made like the Sweet 16, right, or something like that. They did a decent showing in the tournament.
How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about these matchups so far? These upsets.
I do have Virginia over Furman for sure. You said Charleston over San Diego.
I don't know why I had Virginia versus Furman written down. That's not even an upset. I don't even know why I just did that. That's my fault. That's why it kind of did sound like I had Furman over Virginia.
Probably because I said Furman's a Cinderella.
Yeah, that's my fault. But other than that, I also had Penn State versus A&M. I have Penn State.
I have that too. I agree with
that. Me as well.
Hold up. Yeah, okay. I said even though A&M shoots free throws better and they can't really shoot very well from the field, and Penn State is not a very good shooting team, especially from beyond the arc, but their free throw and foul trouble may cost them the game. Both teams are the same in average height, but okay. I said I feel undecided on this game. I feel undecided. I'm not really fully decided yet because it's a pretty equal matchup in height and skill and everything. Because you said earlier that both of these teams are the same in average height.
Same in average height, yeah.
Yeah, they're the same in average height.
All the metrics show that this is a super even game. Like this is one of those games that will be decided by a buzzer beater, or it will go in time.
But like you said, decided by a buzzer beater. But if one of the teams had to throw up a buzzer beater and make it, I'm gonna go with Penn State for the upset.
I just think Penn State's overall experience will prevail, and like I feel like they have good momentum coming off the Big Ten tournament. Hopefully, none of that fatigue shows at all in the first
Yeah.
round. But I think but second round that fatigue will show, and they'll lose to Texas. So.
Yeah. St. Mary's versus VCU. I feel like this will be. I feel like this will also be maybe a buzzer beater game. But VCU could be a Cinderella team in this. I also forgot to say that earlier. VCU could be a Cinderella team. While Hyatt was saying something about it, because I have this written down, I forgot about it. But VCU has a very strong defense and are able to force turnovers and can high press opponents up above the 3-point line. So they're very good at high press, but they can't make most of it. VCU can force opponents to change their overall game plan, and just to see a 12 seed upsetting a 5. I already know a 12 seed is going to upset a 5 seed. It's either going to be St. Mary's VCU or it's going to be
Charleston, San Diego State.
Yeah, it's either going to be Charleston, San Diego State. It's going to be one of those teams.
You don't think Drake has a chance at all?
Who does Drake play?
Miami.
No, honestly, no, I don't. Because
Miami knocking
I
off Houston in
almost,
the 16.
I almost put Miami in my Elite Eight. Like I almost did for like kind of a Cinderella, like a little Cinderella run, and for my Elite Eight, I almost had Miami in there. Moving on to the round of 32, that was all for the 64. Now
Okay.
I have if Oral Roberts and Tennessee play, I have Oral Roberts.
I like that.
Tennessee has
Tennessee either loses.
Yeah, Tennessee has an inconsistent 3-point and are not very good at free throws, which I feel like could cost them a game against Oral Roberts.
Yeah, Tennessee, whenever they get met with high-powered offenses, they usually don't come out on top. So
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Oral Roberts has a good path to like the Sweet 16 if they get past Duke.
Yeah, if they could just get past Duke, they got it pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one for the I only had 2 for the round of 32. Providence, Kansas State. I have Providence. Even though Kansas State is 7-5 against top 25 teams and Providence is only 3-5, I still think Providence can pull off the upset because Kansas State struggles with turnovers and struggle with like transition times.
I also think Kansas State loses in the second round. You got them losing in the second.
Yeah, in the round of 32, yeah.
I just think they lose to Kentucky.
No, Kansas State.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I have Kentucky beating Kansas State.
Oh, I thought you said Kansas for a second. Yeah, I have them losing to Providence. Moving on, Sweet 16. Houston versus Indiana. I have Indiana.
Right.
Because even though Houston is coming into the tournament as a number 1 seed team, they are only 1-1 against top 25 teams. So they have only played 2 top 25 teams and have lost and won 1. And Indiana is 5-2 against top 25 teams. But I mean, I just feel like Houston doesn't have enough experience against big top 25 teams, and foul trouble and free throws can be a problem for them.
I don't hate that. I think if Indiana played Houston, I think they'd win as well.
Yeah,
I have Houston losing early.
Yeah, just because I feel like Houston, even though they're a 1 seed, I feel like they don't have enough experience against top 25 teams.
I just don't know like what the deal is with Marcus Sasser. You know, they said that he was probable to return. Then they said he was doubtful, and then it was a game time decision. Now they're just kind of being hush hush about his groin injury. So
yeah,
I hope we know before like the deadline closes for brackets, because I don't want to have Houston, being out in the round of 32 or like Sweet 16, and they get Marcus Sasser back and go to the Final Four and win it all or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I know when college hoops first started like this season, I had Houston like right away as my pick because how bad they were beating their teams. And then like middle of the season, they like declined a bit. And I was like, I don't know. And then they just like they didn't end the season really well. So I think there's a good chance they lose early, but who knows? They did well in the tournament last year, so we'll see.
I was kind of surprised to see that they didn't get dropped to a 2 seed. I know the committee talked about how teams got or Rutgers. The one guy talked about how Rutgers got dropped out from the final or the first four because they had a player that got hurt early in January, and they showed that they couldn't really play to their full potential without that player. I feel like it was the same case for Houston. I mean, I guess they didn't get to see that many games without Marcus Sasser, but who knows? Maybe if they beat Memphis, they do have Marcus Sasser, but I mean, what's his name? The other guard,
Jamal Shed.
Shed, yeah, Shed. He didn't play. He didn't like fill that gap at all. He kind of had a bad performance. I would say if he plays to how he should be playing, and he fills that gap that Marcus Sasser left, I mean, they do have a pretty good shot. Groin injuries are tricky. I guess they kind of linger for a while.
Yeah, they do. Believe me, they do.
Yeah,
they fucking suck. Groin and hamstring injuries, bro. They fucking linger on for a while. Like they'll leave and then they'll come back to you like a couple months or a year later down the road just to piss you off.
Yeah, but yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
Do what?
I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Do you think UNC Asheville could beat UCLA?
Fuck no.
I don't know. That's one of those games like I want to be shocked to see it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know a damn thing about UNC Asheville yet. I haven't looked into it.
I do have you said UNC Asheville versus UCLA, correct?
Yes, it's a 15 versus 2 seed.
Okay, because I do have UCLA getting upsetted, but not by UNC Asheville.
Yeah. UNC Asheville.
Or I have UCLA getting upsetted, but not by them.
Yeah. They have this 6'11" dude that can he can shoot the three. He's averaging 22 points. He's crazy. I was watching film on him last night.
You got it right. I hear you saying by who, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have UCLA getting upsetted by Gonzaga.
Oh, that's not that big of an upset. I thought you were about to say Boise State or Northwestern.
Well, I mean, it is a 3 seed versus a 2 seed, so it still kind of is an upset. But yeah, I did have it written down. I mean, Gonzaga is one of the nation's best scoring teams. They're averaging 87.5 points per game.
Ken Palm has a number one in their offensive efficiency. Their defense is it's gotten better. It was the 120 range, and now I think it's 70 something, 78, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely improved. I mean, that's a good sign, but it still doesn't fit that 21-37 criteria. I do think that they could make the national championship, go to a Final Four. But I don't see them winning it all. If there was any year for them to win it all, it'd be last year. They were the number one overall seed. They had all the metrics their way, and they choked. So the game this year, Gonzaga UCLA, I feel like it'll be that very anticipated matchup that everybody wanted from the Final Four from 2 years ago. I feel like it'll be one of those games that everybody wants to see happen, and it doesn't happen. I think UCLA could exit pretty early, whether it's to UNC Asheville or Northwestern and Boise State.
Yeah.
But I actually have them. I think I have them losing to Boise State, or no, I have them losing to Northwestern.
Yeah, but I mean Gonzaga. I mean, that's what I think. I have that in my sweet 16. But I mean, the only reason I have UCLA going kind of far, but not that far. Because they're missing their star guard, Jalen Clark.
Best defender in the entire nation, yeah. So that's that. And whenever they get matched up with Gonzaga, that could be like a blowout like that.
Yeah. Gonzaga, dude, I really just do not see how UCLA could beat such a dominant and fast-paced team like Gonzaga, especially without one of their starting guards.
UCLA's starting big man's also hurt.
And their fucking starting big man's hurt too.
I think he's gonna play in the tournament, but I think he's it's questionable right now.
Yeah.
I do have a metric from UNC Asheville. They are 12th in the nation for free throws attempted, and they are 6th in the nation for 3-point percentage.
Yeah, Alex.
I think that big man I was talking about, he draws so many fouls. It's crazy. He's got to be top 5 in the nation in drawing fouls. So he's probably contributes to that stat.
Yeah, it says they're 42nd in the nation for for point distribution of free throws. So it looks like, because the Division I average is 18.3 and they're at 21. 47% of their offense is 2-pointers, 31% of their offense is 3-pointers, and 21% is free throws. Their defense doesn't look bad at all. They're 68th in the nation at preventing effective field goal percentages. 24th in the nation at defending the three ball. They kind of fall short with their offense for free throw percentage, and then they also get blocked a lot. Looks like 336th. They're red for that one pretty badly.
All right.
They basically just run their offense through that big man, which he can stretch the floor. I don't know. It'll be a good game versus UCLA. I think the line's like 20. I think they cover that easily.
All right. I was gonna continue with my upsets. I only have 2 upsets left. There's only one I have in the Elite Eight and then one in the Final Four. I just want to, because these are the two most important practically. I want to know your guys' opinions. The Elite Eight one, I think you guys are going to agree on. The Elite Eight upset, I have Gonzaga versus Kansas. I have Gonzaga winning, even though I correctly picked Kansas to win the tournament last year. I'm going to sadly have to vote them out to upset against Gonzaga. Just because, it's, again, the pressure for Kansas, it's going to hit them to win a back-to-back. Only one team has ever won a back-to-back championship, March Madness, and I believe that is Duke, and that was 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, something like that. And just because Kansas, bro, they lost the what championship was it that they just lost to Texas?
The Big 12.
Yeah, they just lost the Big 12 championship to Texas by 20 points.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
And I said, so even if Kansas beats Gonzaga, I guarantee you they will lose to Texas in the Final Four.
So I think if Kansas played Gonzaga, Kansas would be way too much for Gonzaga.
But even if Kansas wins that game against Gonzaga, I have them I'll put my whole fucking house up on it that I have them losing to Texas in the Final Four.
That's fair. I think Jalen Wilson would cook Gonzaga. That's just me.
So, and then my Final Four last upset I have is Texas versus Gonzaga. Even though the last time Gonzaga played Texas, Gonzaga lost by 19 points, which is pretty rough. I'm going to have to go with the Texas upset for the Gonzaga win. Both teams aren't very good three-point shooters, but Gonzaga is going to have to get through Texas's defense for this game. I'm practically almost undecided because either team could win. It's a fair matchup. But if I had to pick a team, I'm gonna have to go with Gonzaga. Gonna have to go with Gonzaga for the upset against Texas.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Can you name Gonzaga's best player?
Yeah.
There was one I knew, but I think he fucking graduated.
Who?
I don't know his full name though. He was
a
white
dude. His name or last name? He was
a white dude. I know that. He was the fucking white dude with blonde hair. I can't think of his fucking name.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have. Because if Kansas still beats Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, they're going to lose to Texas in the Final Four. So that's why if Gonzaga beats Texas, I have them beating Texas if Gonzaga beats Kansas, I have them beating Texas in the Final Four.
Okay.
If it helps, my dad also picked Gonzaga to win it all. That's going to help you sleep tonight.
I didn't pick Gonzaga to win it all, asshole.
Well, you got him going far, and he has him going far, so.
I have them losing. I have them losing in my Final Four.
I'd be very happy to see Gonzaga win it all, obviously, but
Or
not.
actually, no, I have Zaga in my championship game. I'm tripping. Purdue Gonzaga score 72-68. Purdue.
Yeah, Creech is in Yardie land for sure tonight. What I do have a question. So there are plenty of like higher seeded teams that I feel like are being overlooked and dismissed pretty early. Out of all the teams like I would say Tennessee, Kansas State, TCU, St. Mary's, even UCLA. Do you think we're possibly overlooking any teams that can make a Final Four run? I would say Tennessee feels like one of those teams that fit the bill of like the 2019 tournament, how they had big defensive teams make runs.
I would say possibly either Indiana. Indiana could be up there.
Yeah.
And then I do kind of agree with you on the Tennessee part. But I'm also feeling, dude, I'm feeling Charleston. I don't know why, but I feel like Charleston can go pretty damn far.
I was talking about like higher seeded teams that could be overlooked.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, not like Cinderella type teams. Yeah,
Arizona. I feel like a lot of people are going to cut Arizona off and have them ending up like losing either in like the round of 32 or Sweet 16. I feel like that, and also Baylor. Not a lot of people are talking about Baylor either. They're a 3 seed, and I feel like Baylor. I have Baylor playing Arizona in the Sweet 16.
I know plenty of people I've already seen plenty of analysts have Xavier in their Final Four. But I'm kind of overlooking Xavier. I don't know. I just don't like. I'm like picturing in my head like, do I see Xavier playing in Houston in the Final Four? I'm like.
Because I almost had Xavier in my Elite Eight. No, actually, I had them in my Final Four until I took them out. Who did I? Yeah, I had them losing to Texas.
I know Kim Palm is not very high on Xavier. They have the 9th ranked offense and the 70th ranked defense. They're 16th overall. There is one team, a 10 seed, that I forgot to talk about. I feel like it can make kind of a run. Is Utah State. They're ranked in the top 20 for Ken Palm. They're ranked over Memphis, Arkansas, Duke, Maryland. They have the 13th ranked offense and the 64th ranked defense. 26-8. I mean, there are like a Mountain West team, so that's obviously, you know how that is.
0-8 the past how many years?
Yeah, never won a tournament game. I think that changes with San Diego State. I don't think they lose to Charleston.
Yeah. Alec, I believe Gunnar said his. Wait, Gunnar, did you say who you had in the championship game plus the score?
I didn't say the score, but I do have or actually I might have said the score. I don't know. I have Marquette and Texas 2 seeds. I feel like that's realistic. I feel like in more recent years, I mean, not last year at all, but we'll have some years where
because all I want to know
Final Four is all 1 and 2s, and then like a 3 here and there. But
yeah, because all I want to know is who does Alec have in his championship game? Plus, I want to know what he predicts the score might be.
Oh, so you can copy it, probably.
Yeah,
dude, I'm going Purdue.
He's on his copy and paste,
bastard.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah,
I'm going Purdue or either Marquette. It depends because I'm still deciding, but I'm like 95% sure I'm going to go Purdue. I couldn't give a fuck if this asshole said Kansas. I still wouldn't.
Time out. What's in your hand right now, sir? What's in your hand?
Yeah, who predicted the team to win last year? Yeah, eat my ass.
Yeah, who never got into our group in time? Yeah.
Hey, I still predicted a team to win in 2 brackets.
Kansas was just a casual pick, and you fell with the casuals.
I mean, I made a Kansas and a Zaga bracket. That was it, and
you fell with the casuals.
Yeah. 2 1 seeds. So original. Bum.
Once the tournament starts, Creech, you'll know my championship game. But until then, you can.
Dude, I already know who you have.
Trouble sleeping tonight.
Who is it?
I already know who you have winning the whole thing. You don't even have to tell me. Actually, it's probably Marquette.
Nope.
Well,
You're cooked.
You said
You
Marquette.
don't
in
get
your
any more
final
guesses.
four.
That's your one guess.
Yeah, that's it. Cut them off. You're having trouble sleeping tonight.
Fucking bastard.
Bro, who's this championship, bro? Who's this championship?
Hey, do you guys got Baylor over? What was he asking us? So we just started laughing at him because he kept asking us a bunch
What
of
it
games.
was.
Oh. Hey, bro, what's your guys' score? Yeah, Creech. Actually, my championship might be like changed by the time the bracket deadline rolls.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna change my fucking shit. I'm sticking with Purdue as my champion.
So your bracket's already like set in stone. Is what
My
you're
bracket
saying.
is set in stone, fully finished. I've picked every team to win. I have a champion. I have a score. I have everything. It is done.
Yeah, mine's still a work in progress. I'm still struggling with so many games, like the Creighton NC State game. I do have Utah State beating Missouri, by the way. I'm just ending up, and I'm like, there's going to be 1 12 seed, obviously. Like, there's going to be some big upset. I'd be. It kind of suck if there wasn't. It would help my bracket a lot, but it would kind of suck if there wasn't a like a St. Peter's type round. Like, I'm not like going to be sad if like a 15 seed doesn't make the Sweet 16 or something. But
Yeah, but there is 100%. There is going to be a 12 seed that falls to a 5 seed, 100% this tournament because there is like every tournament.
You said a 12 seed fall to a 5 seed.
Yeah, a 12 or no, a 5 seed falls to a 12 seed. My fault.
Yeah, you've been hitting that pen too much. Bro, that is.
Who does I have? St. Mary's VCU. I feel like is an upset that could happen. VCU could definitely upset St. Mary's.
I just don't think the A10 was that good this year, and I feel like they just don't have like the resume. They haven't looked that good. Like obviously, like they beat Dayton and they won the A10. Dayton's way better than what they were this year, and they didn't and I think Anthony Grant should lose his job because of how bad that season was with Dayton. They were like the preseason favorites to win the A10. They started out with a AP poll ranking, so yeah.
Is there any upsets that either of y'all had that I didn't?
I
that you want to speak about?
Ones I want to speak about. Let me look through my
here. Yeah, if right just say a matchup that you think is going to be an upset. I'll tell you if I already like talked about it or not because I have a couple down here.
I have Providence beating Kentucky and then beating Kansas State. I might change that though.
Yeah, I talked about Providence beating Kentucky. That I feel like that could definitely happen.
Do I have any 12s winning? Is like I don't think I have any 12s winning, which is like,
what do you mean?
That's not gonna happen.
What do you mean any? What do you mean any 12s winning? Like any 12s winning any game?
Yeah, like I have Charleston losing, Drake losing as of right now, obviously. So Charleston, Drake, and then I have Oral Roberts losing and VCU. The most likely upset of the 12 and 5, I think, could be VCU, like just because like
I'm telling you,
St. Mary's has looked bad against Gonzaga, and they also played in like a shit conference too, besides Gonzaga. So
I'm telling you right now, if I were you, I would definitely think about the Charleston and the Oral Roberts. I would definitely think about that again.
I just like it'd be bad for that conference if San Diego State loses and Utah State and they just go 0-10 in the tournament. Then is that all they have in the tournament? I feel like there's got to be more, right? For the Mountain West.
Even if they lose to Charleston, dude, like San Diego State is 0-2 against top 25 teams. Charleston is 0-1. Charleston averages more points per game. So, like, it's just bound for San Diego State to fucking lose. Like, Charleston has to win this game.
I wouldn't say every game is a must-win game in this tournament, but
yeah, but Charleston, I would put money on this game, like dead ass. If I was able to be 21 and bet online, I would put like $50 to $100 on this game.
I do want to add something. I brought this up earlier to you, Creech, about how in the recent AP poll rankings, I believe Memphis is 24 and FAE is 25. So we have an 8 and a 9 matchup that's top 25 AP poll teams. That's like a big deal, and that's like, and they're also like, it's so hard, like 8 and 9, 24, 25. this could be, that could bust some brackets.
Yeah,
Going super high
yeah,
Memphis, FAU could, but yeah, they haven't played a top
FAU
25 team.
FAU hasn't played a top 25 team though.
Yeah, they haven't played a schedule, but 31-3 means something. If not every team, like plenty of teams play horrible schedules, but if you're not that good, then you're not going to go 31-3. So
Yeah, I mean,
Beach, I found your mug shot. I don't know if you can see.
I mean, I feel, bro, this is one of the games where I'm literally going to be undecided until like you can't even change your brackets anymore. It's going to be Memphis FAU. Like that's one of the games where like I mean they both average the same points per game almost. I mean, like it's just gonna be a good matchup. I mean, but I'm still very undecided on Memphis FAU practically.
Kelbom has
I thought your bracket
one
was set
point
in stone.
difference.
I mean, it like I have teams picked, but I mean I may switch some round of 64s. I'm not gonna pick who my winner or change who my winner is.
Whatever.
So Memphis is the top 12 in experience. Florida Atlantic is 144th. They're also 0.8 inches shorter.
All right. If you had to pick a team right now, who do you have winning that game? If you had to pick right now,
It's Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah.
It's Memphis.
Yeah.
That's who I have picked too.
I'd be
but
shocked to see them beat Houston. I mean, obviously without Marcus Sasser, but beat Houston, win their conference, and then fizzle out in the first game of the tournament. That'd be hard to see. But obviously, I said the same shit about Iowa and Illinois, and that's the Big Ten. That's a different story. So.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it now. I do get what you say earlier about Miami and Drake.
Yeah.
Wait, you have Drake?
No, I have Miami. I have Miami for sure. I
I
think
was about to say you're cooked.
Gunner.
Miami,
I think
that's
I think
like a
Gunner,
risky pick. Like I'll pick Miami to get in my Sweet 16, and then because I think I have them beating. I don't know if I said that or not. I believe I have Miami beating Kansas.
I think Miami's.
No, that's a different part of the bracket. I have Miami beating. Houston. Yeah, that's the one.
like I mean, dude, I personally want to see Kansas make a back-to-back run, but I mean,
that'd be cool. I mean, Grady Dick is likable. Bill Self is likable. That'd be a big story. Like, Bill Self goes to the hospital, comes back, and wins.
I mean, it'd be a really good fucking story, but I don't see them doing it for.
It hasn't happened in our lifetimes, at least. But we didn't see a 15 seed just made the Elite Eight for the first time ever last year. I believe Oral Roberts was the first 15 seed to make the Sweet 16, like the year before that.
Yeah.
It was a year before, there's a first time for everything. We've definitely seen that happen in recent years. So, maybe it'll be the first time an interim head coach wins a natty with Texas, and it'll be the first time.
Wait a minute.
What?
Remember how you said Duke was? Hold on, I might be looking at the wrong.
Duke was what?
How Duke was the only team that won back-to-back national championships.
No, they weren't the only one. They were like the most recent one.
Yeah, it's apparently these are the teams that have done it. Oklahoma State, Kentucky, San Francisco, Cincinnati, UCLA, Duke, and Florida.
And Duke was the most recent one.
Yeah, Duke was Duke was the most recent one. UCLA, I think, bro, they had like a
like
7
8 or something like
that.
that.
Yeah, that was Kareem. That was like Kareem's era, though.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but
that was definitely Kareem's era.
I just see like I'm looking at it and like I see way too many 2s and 3s and 1s in this like part of bracket. Like, I'll make some changes. Try not to be too risky with what I do, but I just hope to God that Miami doesn't choke and I don't know, Charleston doesn't beat Alabama or some crazy shit like that.
That'd be crazy.
If Bama goes down before like the Final Four, like it won't kill my bracket obviously, but I'll be like shocked actually. That'll be surprising.
I'm not even gonna talk about this. This is sports podcast shit only.
All right. Yeah, I mean we've been talking for a while. I mean, if you guys want to end it now, that's fine. Unless you want to keep going about some free agency stuff.
I mean, free. If you're talking about NFL free agency, I was probably gonna leave to you guys because I haven't like clocked in and kept up on that recently.
You can just keep it at college hoops right now.
Yeah, that's fine. We can save free agency for a different day. We can like recap all their signings once it's all pretty much over. So
Right.
okay,
Let's talk about this. Okay, let's do something interesting. All right.
all right.
If we had to pick for say a team that isn't under a 5 seed for say to go all the fucking way, who would we pick? Like for say if a 5 seed team somehow made a fucking or above 5 seed or above somehow made a Cinderella run all the way to the championship and won it, who do you think would be?
Duke.
Duke?
You said 5 or above, right?
Yeah, a 5 seed or above.
Yeah, probably. I would say Duke.
Yeah. I would honestly either say, yeah, like Duke, Miami's up there too.
Yeah, I'd say Duke and Miami are the top 2.
Yeah, Miami is definitely up there. Kentucky, I don't know. I feel like Creighton could be up there.
What about double-digit seeds going to the Final Four?
Double-digit seeds in the Final Four. Charleston.
Whatever.
Charleston.
Yeah, whatever.
God, you should have fucking Charleston jersey or something.
Wait, you said double-seeded teams in what, the Final Four?
Yeah, like
Okay.
most likely to make the Final Four as a double-digit seed. I would say Utah State, Penn State, and then
Oral Roberts, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oral Roberts for sure. Penn State, maybe if they can somehow beat if they can beat Texas in the round of 32, I could maybe also see them beating Xavier in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
That's a
maybe. Experiences always mean a lot in March. So, but the fatigue and I don't. Penn State's not a great. But what are they really bad at? Free throw attempts or?
Yeah, it was free throws. But I mean, in a tournament like this, dude, free throws are honestly the most important aspect of this game in March Madness.
Yeah. Free throws, big shots, rebounding.
Because if you have a team that can't make free throws and for say, oh shit, you're up 62 to 64. It's like Penn State versus some random bullshit team. They miss both free throws, 3 seconds on the clock. Team comes down the court, buzzer beater 3-pointer. And that's just because Penn State can't make their goddamn free throws.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like shit like that can happen.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would love to see some buzzer beaters in this.
Butter beaters. I love to see some butter beaters.
Yeah. But I mean, if there's any game that would be a buzzer beater, it'd be the Penn State game. That's my prediction. Yeah. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Possible buzzer beater games in the first round.
Ooh, possible buzzer beater games.
Let me look on my bracket.
Maryland, West Virginia.
I like that.
I feel like that is definitely up there. 8 seed versus a 9 seed, 2 pretty good matched up teams.
How about Louisiana, Tennessee?
With the what was it last year? Chattanooga almost beat Illinois, right?
What about
I think so. 14-3 or?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pulling something that I think y'all wouldn't say. USC, Michigan State.
I think Michigan State handles USC.
I know, but I feel like that could be a buzzer beater game as well.
Possibly.
And then Iowa, Auburn. That could be a buzzer beater.
That's like a super good offense against a defensive team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a good game. That's tough. I don't know.
Penn State, A&M. There could be a buzzer beater there. Arkansas,
Gotcha.
Illinois, there could be a buzzer beater there.
BC St. Mary's. I mean, obviously, you can look at all these and be like, yeah, buzzer beater possible. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Kentucky has obviously played some very close games in the first.
Hold on. Northwestern Boise State. Okay, that could definitely be a buzzer beater game, I feel like.
Northwestern Boise State.
Yeah, Northwestern Boise State. I feel like that could be a pretty close game.
Yeah. What was that stat about how I saw a stat about 15 seeds. They all their games recently been decided like by like single digit points or something like that. Or I don't know what the hell it was. It was some seed, like super high seed, and their past like several games have been decided by only single digit points.
Like, dude, if like Ohio State or UNC were in the March Madness right now, I would definitely also pick them as a Cinderella run.
I mean, yeah, if Ohio State did win the Big Ten, that'd be,
They almost did. I mean, they
them.
went pretty damn far for a 13 seed. I mean, they beat some pretty good teams.
Yeah, UNC. Just think about them is that everybody knows like what their ceiling is as a team, and the possibilities are endless if they just made the tournament and they didn't. I thought they were way too highly ranked.
They
like,
were
third out in the first four. They should have been like fucking.
Yeah, I was about to say UNC was one of the first four teams out, weren't they?
They were just judged solely on what they should be doing rather than what they have been doing. I feel like.
So was Rutgers.
They've been shitty all year, but they're able to do this, and they have all these players coming back and whatever. And it was just like the bias of like the preseason rankings. I feel like came into play.
Rutgers and Michigan are out, correct? Like Rutgers was one of the first four teams out, right?
That surprised me. Yeah. Rutgers lost their spot over Nevada.
Yeah, I feel like Rutgers should have made it. Michigan,
no, yeah, they were, yeah.
Rutgers, I feel like Rutgers definitely should have been in the tournament, but they were one of the first four teams out. So I mean, shit.
I don't hate them not being in it. Just because they ruined my Big Ten bracket. Wait, who they beat? They beat
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
I didn't pick. I don't know if I picked that either.
Yeah. I think we all picked Michigan.
I don't know.
I
might have to go back and play it again. I might have picked Rutgers. I don't remember.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. It is now 10:53 p.m. Eastern time. We can we can probably do one in person or something whenever I get back home this weekend.
Yeah. What you want to do one like? Wait, you're gonna be home this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, we'll just be watching games the entire time. We probably do like a virtual one next week as well.
Okay. What, like Sunday?
Or Monday again.
Okay.
So the first round goes Thursday, Friday, and then the second round Saturday and Sunday. So then I guess there'll be a gap on Monday, right?
The first four games are
Tuesday and Wednesday.
So tomorrow and Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay.
On True TV.
All right.
Most exciting basketball. Last year the matchup kind of sucked. There were no close games at all. But yeah. All right. So this has been the third episode of the 5 Wide Podcast.
You mean 3 wide?
Yeah, 3 wide right now. Probably get some need to get two people. Hyde needs to fucking figure out his fucking internet. We can go 5 wide again. But now we're in like the 4 verticals, and this just like I don't know what the hell I call it.
I don't know.
No, I don't know, bro.
The Yodi Land Creech Pack.
The three yodelers.
Yeah, Yodi Land Chronicles with starring AJ Creech.
GG's.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening. Again, this has been the third episode of the 5 Wide Podcast with my co-hosts,
Alec Christian,
AJ Creech. Purdue's coming for all your fucking brackets. Just know that Purdue's gonna fuck all your brackets up.
Yeah, Creech is losing a lot of money this year, folks. Alrighty.
Well, before we go out, let me show the screenshot or the picture of
This guy,
Preach.
this guy, yeah,
Yeah.
Preach's mugshot. There it
Yeah.
is.
says the guy that won't even tell us who he has in his fucking championship game.
If you see this mugshot, call 911 immediately.
Yeah, if you see him walking around the Franklin area, please
If I see a printed out picture of that bullshit on my car or around my fucking house saying AJ Creech missing with fucking come like, bro.
that's a very good idea. I might actually do that now.
Yeah, piss on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it all the way up through downtown. All right, we're just going all off the rails now. So,
Yep, bedtime it is.
all right, I'm just gonna stop. You guys don't have to leave, but all right, yeah. This concludes the third episode of the 5 Wide Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys again soon. Thank you.
See you.